take a look at the far left hand card there with the Hierophant, which is signifying your past and what you're moving away from. We have the person seated at the base of the stairway to heaven, so to speak. With the Hierophant, we've got a lot of social order and, perhaps rules and regulations, dogma and stuff attached to the spiritual nature of the card. So that is being left behind after this great conjunction in 2020. So this great conjunction is heralding a new chapter for your spiritual growth and your spiritual progress. And your star card up at the top in the middle, the Hermit, that is your guiding light in your highest ideals. So you are needing to go within to find that stairway to heaven and to find out the beliefs and the principles that you want to follow from here on out for the next 20 years. We've got the Four of Swords in the obstacles position on the far right. So, this can be dealing with something as simple as not having the mobility, as we still have COVID hanging around. You may not have the mobility that you once had to go places and to seek things. Maybe you went to retreats or group gatherings, whatever. That could be a sign of that. It could be a sign of you just pulling inward and needing time to yourself. It could be a sign of trying to get your thoughts straight. So it looks like, there will be a period of you being definitely more self-reliant and more inwardly focused. So that's kind of what this great conjunction is marking for you as we move forward. Now, I realize this is a long period of time, so it's not like the next 20 years is going to be you by yourself seeking spiritual matters. But I'm just saying this is a theme that's emerging. The bottom two cards we have is the Chariot and the Seven of Wands. They are both sevens. So the Chariot card is in the wheel place, which are opportunities for expansion or to be taken down a notch. And we have the World. The World place holds the Seven of Wands card. So the World is what's the new chapter. So the new chapter there with the Seven of Wands is you finding or creating or experiencing these new beliefs and ways of being and ways of seeing the world and seeing yourself in the world, and being able to stand up to other people and defend your position as far as that goes. And the Chariot as an opportunity for expansion means, there is a vehicle for you to do this. So don't doubt that you can do this. And something for you to think about is how do you want to arrive? How do you want to get there? Now, you will notice that person on the top of the Chariot there, he's riding on the roof. Okay, so he's taking a bit of a risk there. So I think there's an idea of putting yourself out there and like taking a risk and having to answer to other people about what you're doing. Not that I'm saying that what they think matters or anything, but it's just that confrontation element will be there, and the fact of you making a choice about how you're going to move forward is there, signified at this great conjunction point on December 21st. Number twos. So this reading reminds me of the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back. There's definitely a strong transition point here from a lot of strife, and I think it was actually strife with other people, to emerging as the new you. And it, of course, will take some trial and error And most of all, it will take some heart opening. So let me explain a little further here. In the past, we have the Seven of Swords. So you're moving away from not being able to trust people, from being in conflict with people, from fighting, battles that don't go anywhere, all of that kind of thing. You're moving away from that. And the obstacle is the Ten of Swords. So this requires a letting go. And that ending point can be one of those ones where it's like, so my final words hold on to the anger? Am I going to hold on to the grief? Am I going to hold on to Rome wasn't built in a work out, or am I just going to let it go? Take care of yourself, and let the next cycle begin. But a lot of times when I give these readings, it's a brave new world, and you are definitely I'm just going to say it. So we're set up like that, and the star card is the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is full of enthusiasm and energy and charisma and creativity and all these wonderful things. So, you are that person inside, and you may know that person. So let that be your guide as you go. The star card showed up in your reading. So I find that quite significant, meaning that this particular chapter is quite poignant for you, and it is time to follow a higher ideal and to really put it out there that you're ready for new people, new places, new experiences, and people of like mind, that your tribe that you can get together with and experience a life that you are happy and proud to lead. So in this next chapter, we have the card that falls there. What is the name of the chapter on the right? That's the Page of Cups. And this is a bit of an odd card. It's strange how those feet are hanging in the air there. But nevertheless, this card is like you have to run around. And there was a book called Are You My Mother? And I don't know, some little duckling was walking around asking everybody, are you my mother? Are you my mother? Are you my mother? So that's how it's going to be for you to find your tribe and start the new life and live the vivacious life that you're meant to live, and get your groove back. You're gonna have to go kiss some frogs. You're gonna have to go ask a lot of people, are you my tribe? Are you my tribe? Are you my tribe? And just move through it with as much grace as you can possibly muster. Lovely number 3. You are in it to win it here with this great conjunction marking the next 20 years. This is the opening volley, the next 20 years of your life. It seems that in the past, you have done some work. You have done the work. You have overcome something of great strength that was against you, that wanted to keep you down, that wanted to keep you locked away in whatever that situation, that thought pattern, that addiction, that relationship, whatever it was, that is gone now, and you are opening the new chapter. And the name of that chapter is the Ace of Swords on the lower right there. So it is a new way of thinking, and it's a new way of seeing the world. And this is what the next 20 years is going to be about. Your star card, or your guiding light, is the Six of Wands. And that's why I say you are in it to win it. And in the Wheel of Fortune card place on the lower left there, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So you definitely have the support to do it, to build this new life outside of the things that kept you handcuffed before. So the obstacles in your way are signified by the Page of Swords on the far right there. So you're in need of for some information for sure. You need to do some research. You need to ask questions, but that is not a difficult thing. Yeah, you can certainly manage that, and you can certainly accomplish that. So this is a very positive reading for you threes. Like I said, you guys are in it to win it, and I don't see why you possibly wouldn't. So it's all about mindset and information, which of course just feeds right in with this being a conjunction in air. So you're well on your way. I think this next 20-year period will really surprise you with the amount that you will actually be able to accomplish and how much your life will change in this time period. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. If I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. This is how the chapter opens for you at the Great Conjunction, number 4. So we have the Three of Cups in the Star card position as your guiding light and highest ideals. So this is working with groups of people and enjoying life and having a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun and reverie going on here in this reading. We have the Six of Wands, the Six of Wands in the Wheel of Fortune position. So this is an opportunity to grab the brass ring in the limelight and to be in the limelight. So I feel like if you work in the media or entertainment or any kind of performance areas, this is your next 20 years is a big chapter for you, and you could really see a lot of success and attain a lot of your goals. I would caution because there is so much expansion and reverie here that just kind of don't let the sun melt your wings here. We've got the Nine of Cups in the World position. So this is the name of the new chapter, which is it's very expansive and very enjoyable. But she is in the bottom of the sea there, it looks like, and there's a little treasure chest behind her. So just take a little caution and not go overboard with it. The obstacles are represented by the Four of Wands card, and so that's part of what comes up with it. Don't get too carried away because these girls are having a good time here. Take time to stop and assess and enjoy, because it's I'm getting a little bit of this the road goes on forever and the party never ends feeling going here. But I mean, it is all very good. And you're leaving behind these Seven of Cups, which it seems like there was a lot of confusion and false turns and dead ends and just inner confusion about things. So in the next 20 years here, marked by this great conjunction, I think it's time for you to really, like I said, really step into the limelight and grab the brass ring and just go for it. So that is what I see for you, number 4. So lovely, number 5s. What I want to say to you is don't be in a big hurry. This great conjunction on December 21st with Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius is saying, yep, we're closing the door on this 20-year time frame where it seems like maybe you were out of step. Things didn't come to fruition. The timing was wrong. You were too early. You were too late. Things just did not line up the way they should in order to get the results of what you wanted. So we're opening a time period where that you can get better timing, but don't be in a big hurry. And I say that because you have the Knight of Swords in the obstacles position. So, don't get ahead of yourself and don't be hell bent on a specific destination or on a specific course of action either. You have the King of Swords in the Wheel of Fortune position, which is opportunities for expansion or opportunities to be taken down a notch. So this is calling on you to be like King Solomon. I say the King of Swords is kind of like King Solomon and make wise and judicious decisions. So don't lose your head with the Knight of Swords. And if you are not able to be a fair and just ruler, then you could end up being slain by your own unfairness, which boomerangs back to you via the Wheel of Fortune. So it's a time to keep on your toes for sure. Your guiding star and your highest ideals here is the Moon card. So the Moon card really sinks to the depths of your emotions, of your fears, of your family history, of things that you have bumping around in your mind. So that's kind of like I said, this is with great power comes great responsibility. That is the call to you here in this next 20 years. So you've got to deal with yourself and with others with emotions and feelings in mind. You cannot just divorce emotions from your decision making process. And so lastly, we have the new chapter. What is the name of the new chapter? It is the Queen of Pentacles here. So the new chapter is about self-assurance and prosperity. With, like I said, you have the opportunity to get the success that you have been after and that seems to probably have eluded you for the last 20 years. You have a chance to step into that, but it requires you to honor where you came from and to appreciate what you have, I think, is what we're talking about here. So this is a little bit of a heavier reading than maybe some of the other ones, but I have great confidence in you, number fives, that you can navigate this. Just don't cut yourself off from your emotions. Dear number 6, this is your future self reaching back to tell you there is no safe route. There is no safe path. For you, number 6, you are going to have to open a new chapter in your life, which is going to involve making decisions and trying to make right decisions and just decisions and being able to balance creation, loss, destruction, innovation, and all kinds of things. But what I really see here in this reading for you is that this Jupiter Saturn conjunction at 0 Aquarius on December 21st is starting a new chapter of a very new part of your life. And you cannot stay where you have been in any sense of the word. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards here. And like I said, the Lovers is talking about making choices. And this is the obstacle in your way. And you're leaving that path of safety and of the middle road at the Four of Pentacles. So the Justice card is asking you, what would you do if you felt like you were not going to be judged for your actions? And how can you make just decisions? Because this Lover's card is all about decisions. And perhaps you have a partner that may disagree with you, or maybe you don't. But in a broader sense, the Lover's card to me is about choices, difficult choices. You have the Empress in the Wheel of Fortune spot. So this is your chance to expand. So there are plenty of opportunities for you to expand. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to expand. However, this whole chapter is being named by the Tower card, which has to do with destruction. So there's going to be this back and forth between creation and destruction, and making decisions and creating and destroying and creating and making tough choices. But this is a brand new world, and for you, for the next 20 years, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to create and grow and help build a wonderful world for not only yourself, but for everybody around you. So I feel like this is pretty cut and dried. I don't have too much more to say to you, number 6. I guess my final advice for you would be to take these two bottom cards, the Empress and the Tower, and as you move forward, to look for the creation and look for the beauty. With the Tower card, you may see lots of destruction. You may be in a situation where everyone around you is speaking nonsense. You have no idea what in the heck they are talking about. So your touchstone, so to speak, will be to ask yourself, am I on a path of beauty and creation? Or am I on a path where I'm trying to make sense of something that just makes no sense? So there you have it. This is your challenge, number 6. For the number 7s, the past 20-year period may have felt like you were an outcast, or you were an outsider, or you just felt dejected, out in the cold somehow, and just dealing with a lot of loss. This next chapter, signified by the Jupiter Saturn conjunction in Aquarius on December 21st, will open a new chapter where you are going to you're going to you're going to call on your inner strength in a way that you never have before up until this point. So you are almost there. I think the disruptions will continue for you into the next few years, next year or two that you've experienced up until this point. But you do have the strength to make it through, and you need to find that strength within yourself to trudge on in the face of it all. Your star card is showing up here as the Death card in that star card position as your guiding light and highest ideals. So your job is to let go of everything that does not serve you anymore. This can certainly be painful, but it's an important part of the process. So know that the waves of change are going to ripple through here in the next few years. But you are getting to that point where you can stand up and you have become a brand new person from all of this change. The opportunities for expansion lie in the Lover's card. So, yes, this could be about relationships, but more so, it's about your decision making and your ability to make decisions and not just ask, why me? Or I don't understand why this is happening, or I don't know what to do. This is your opportunity to make some tough decisions. Um, and I think with the Wheel of Fortune in the obstacles uh, place here, this is going to show that you have the wind at your back a little bit. You will have strokes of luck. So this isn't all so dire. However, you are going to need to call upon yourself to make these decisions and not just blow them off. So um, get ready for the new light to come into your life, the new inspiration, and grab that with all the zest that you can possibly muster to help guide you in your decision making from here on out. So, some of you have had a little bit of a heavier reading, and number 7, you are one of them. But like I said, it is not without the wind will be at your back, whether you realize it or not at this point. It will be at your back, and you will have lucky strokes along the way. So good luck to you, 7. So lovely, number 8. How creative can you get? How imaginative can you be? This is what the Jupiter Saturn conjunction on December 21st in the sign of Aquarius is bringing to you for the next 20 years. You can see from the layout here, in the past, we have the 5 of Swords. This guy has a headache. All right. So perhaps the past 20 years or so had, on a certain level, they've been a headache. You've just had to deal with people, situations, all kinds of things that were just a headache. And, maybe you won some, maybe you lost some. I guess we could say it wasn't boring. But, overall, do you feel that great about it? Perhaps not. Maybe yes, but perhaps not. So you're moving into the new chapter with the card on the lower right, the 7 of Swords that's in the World card position. This is the new chapter, and it is yet another sword card, and it's the 7. So with the 7, we're dealing with trust, and we're dealing with timing, and we're still dealing with struggle on a certain level here. So I would ask you, can you learn to trust? Can you learn to trust the world? Can you trust yourself? This is the new chapter for you. So your guiding light and your highest ideals is the 3 of Cups up here at the top of the spread. And so this is talking about working with other people and enjoying life and spreading your message and having fun. So even though those swords cards make it seem a little serious and a little life or death, it's really not. The next chapter is not. Like I said, it's about trust and bringing other people in that you can trust. Your opportunities for expansion, this, it can be very good financially for you. So can you trust that? Can you trust my words right now when I tell you that financially you can grow and expand a lot during this next 20-year period? The obstacles that are going to come up for you are like I want to say, and it's kind of trite, it's only limited by your imagination or your creativity. But I mean, there is some truth to that. So it's like, how creative can you get? How much can you let loose and let out of your creativity and work with other people on your hopes and your visions and dreams to make it happen? And do you trust yourself? Do you trust other people? Do you trust the world? Do you trust God? Do you trust all these things? This is what I pose to you, number 8, for the next cycle for yourself. So, number 9s, you are on the cutting edge of this new wave created by the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction at 0 degrees Aquarius on December 21st of this year. You are hacking the brush ahead for the rest of us because you have that star card in the star card position. So you are open to what these new changes that no one has imagined yet are going to be. And so they're going to exist in your personal life, and you're going to help bring them into existence with the collective. So in the past, you have the 6 of Wands there. So I feel like, it's perfectly fine to feel good about all the success that you've had up until this point. But going forward, your obstacles are going to be around the Judgment card on the far right. So the Judgment card, I call this the coming out card. So there is going to be a new layer to you that you are going to need to express in the world. So maybe you've had a lot of material success, but nobody really knew a lot of the different parts of you. But like I said, these different parts that you have not let seen the light of day will now be seeing the light of day in this next chapter in your life. The title of the next chapter in your life is signified by the 4 of Wands down in the lower right-hand corner there. So there is much more celebration to be had. Do not feel like the celebration and the success has gone away. It's just there's another layer. And so the opportunities for you to expand are once again getting to know yourself all that much better with the Hermit card. So I think this is kind of a lovely reading in that way, in that you see a lot of outer expression and success and linking up with the world and all of these kinds of things. Yet there is a deep inner work happening for you as well. So if you ever get lost, just remember that this next period is about inner exploration at the same time as enjoying the outer world. So I think you're being called, maybe not all the 9s, but some of you are being called to be like, we hear about like the everyday monk that lives among us. They don't live in monasteries anymore. They live among us. And you are being called to that position. So I really have nothing else to say besides that. And this ended up being a really great way to end this group of readings with the 9s just, like I said, on the bleeding edge, the leading edge, the cutting edge of this whole thing, and showing us how this is going to go, where it's like the inner and the outer are going to be in sync, or I don't know if combined is the right word, but they're not going to be terribly separated anymore. And this is how we're going to build the next 20 years of our existence, and especially the 9s. So thank you for your time, and I'll see you in maybe the 2021 videos.